This is a Sprite Alpine 4, going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. This is all stuff we'll demonstrate to you in person here on site. In the front locker, you've got two gas bottle tie downs that take a maximum of two 6kg propane gas bottles, so you can have 6 in one and 6 in the other. I wouldn't advise carrying any bottles bigger than that. The lockers aren't made for that. So it's a maximum of 12 kilos of gas on the van, but like I said, over 2 bottles, not one big bottle. You've got the gas regulator up on the bulkhead, and you've got a yellow shut-off valve on the side of the regulator itself. Coming down the side of the van, you've got your water pump connection that pushes into the side of the van and clips into place, and the pump drops down inside the aqua roll. On either corner at the front of the van, you've got, on either side at the front of the van, should I say, sorry, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You'd never lift the caravan with these legs, as it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. There is 2 more legs on the back, and I'll show you where they are as we go around. You've got your vent cover for your trimmer heating and hot water system. You need to remove this cover anytime you ignite the systems on gas, as it won't ignite if that cover is on. It's essentially an exhaust and a breather for the heating system. You then got your battery box. You can put your battery into this box here with your two terminals on top, and then you've got your mains power lead coming to the side of the van also. You've then got your 2 fridge vents. These are here to let the hot air at the back of the fridge unit. Behind one of them is also a gas flue for the heating and for the fridge system, sorry. And then it also taking some cool air, so it cools the back of the fridge unit. The fresh water that goes in the front, once it's been through the sink and the showers, it has to come out somewhere, and that's what the 2 grey pipes are for down here. You've got 2 bits of grey pipe that go into the larger circle diameters on the larger circle holes on the outside here, and they'll drop down inside the waste master, tank itself. We've then got the storage locker for accessing the storage underneath the bed, so the bed will lift up from the inside, but also then you can access the storage lockers or storage area from the outside of the van. At the rear of the van, as I said, you've got 2 more wind down legs. So you've got one on this side and one on the left hand side also, and again you'd use the leg winder to put those down and into place. Again, you'd never lift the caravan with those legs. Toilet flush tank here on the back of the van takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. And in the bottom you've got your toilet waste cassettes, which you release by pulling up the yellow handle on the bottom and pulling the cassette towards you. The toilet flap's open at the minute, so I can't remove the cassette. Then you've got the turnout neck here where you can tip the waste away through, and on the back of this cassette you've got a yellow pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. You'll put 1 litre of water in here and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. The wheel nuts, before you leave site, we'll torque the wheel nuts to the correct manufacturer settings, and we'll do them in front of you so you can see they've been done correctly. You've also then got the last wind down leg at the front of the van, which again is there for stabilising the van, not lifting the caravan. If you ever need to know the tyre pressures, they're actually on the side plate of the caravan just here, which as you can see is 60 psi. First thing you can do when you come inside the caravan is make sure your water pump's connected on the outside, and you can come inside and turn the power on. As you can see here, we're connected to mains power, and the green dot here is indicating we've got green power coming into the caravan itself. So the power's on, you've got your battery level, or battery select, sorry, so if you're connected to the car, you can select the battery on the vehicle instead of the caravan. The vehicle battery will charge the 12 volt battery on board the van, and also operate the fridge as a cool box as long as you've got the right connections on your car. View levels, as simple as it says, view levels, so battery level on this side, and again, if you've got the car connected, it will light up on this side. If you are connected to the car, you'll get an orange or green dot appear above the car, and then also you'll have the green dot on the caravan. If you've got all 3, you need to disconnect either the car or the mains, as it can cause a problem with the electrical system. First thing you're going to need to do is, once you've done that, is come underneath the seat on the right hand side of the van at the front, in the storage area, and you'll find a yellow valve. That yellow valve is a drain down valve, so that valve needs to be parallel with the floor before you fill the water system, so it seals the water system up. And if that yellow valve is pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, so the rumpled end is upright, then it will actually drain all the water out of the system on board the caravan. We do advise, once you finish with the caravan for the weekend, to drain all the water off the system, and also make sure you've done this before winter if you haven't done it during the summer seasons, because if it froze the system up, it could potentially crack that water tank just there when it freezes up, and crack all the pipe work and taps on board the caravan, and that is something that is not covered by our warranty. Got the mains consumer unit underneath the seat with your master system shutdown. your charger, your space heater and your water heater on. So the electric water heater I'll come back to in a moment. But you've got your 240 trip switches and your 12 volt fuses down here also. And on the door you'll see a list of what each of these are for. The space heater you can leave on at all times, the same as the charger. The water heater I'd only turn on if I were you when you have water in the system. Hence why at the moment there is no light illuminating that switch. You'll open, before you fill the water system, and the water system's connected on the outside, you'll open all the taps up on the hot side. As you can see, I've already filled the water system on this particular van. But you'll open all the taps up on the hot side because when you first turned on, there'll be no water in the system. So the tap on the kitchen sink, tap in the bathroom, and the tap in the shower tap will all be open on the hot side. Once you've done that, you can then come over to the control panel above the door, turn on the water pump switch, and when that system is filling, then it will start pumping out some air to start with. And once the water system is full and it's got the right water in it, or the right amount of water in it, the water will start running freely out of every tap. That will then continuously fill from your aqua on the outside as long as you leave your water pump turned on. Once you've done that and you've got the water system full, you can actually then start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. Now there's two ways of doing that, as I alluded to before. The water switch underneath here, if you turn that one on, will allow the water system to warm up on electric. On electric it is a preset temperature of around 35 to 40 degrees. You can also use gas, which you'll also need to use to boost the water system while you're showering on board the van. To do that, just by the door on the right hand side as you come in, you've got a switch that says Ultra Store. Think of it as a water store rather than Ultra Store. The grey dial on the outside will allow you to spin it round to the flame symbol just here, and a green light will appear on here inside behind this black dial when it is ignited, and a red light will appear if it fails to ignite. You can actually control the temperature on gas water heating between 30 and 70 degrees. Wherever the green dot is on here, which is just below the 50 at the moment, whatever numbers above that is the temperature the water heater will warm up to. But I do advise you use this for boosting the water system while you're showering on board the caravan. And I advise you put it higher than the water heater on board the van. So like I said, 35 to 40 degrees I'd assume is normally the temperature on electric. You can then control the water temperature on here and it will warm up the system. Below that, you've got your options for your option for the heating on board the caravan. Now down the side, you've got 500, 1000 or 2000 watts. What that relates to is the amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. And it doesn't affect any other operation. For like the fridge, for instance, it is just the heating system itself this operates. So for instance, we'll spin the grey dial again. Here on site, we can run a maximum of 500 watts. So we're running 500 watts and we'll control the temperature of the heater on the dial in the centre here. If you're on a site that's got 2000 watts available, you'll spin it to the 2000 watt option, and it'll allow the heater to warm up at its maximum capacity. On the heater itself, you've got the options to run gas heating. Now on the dial on the right hand side here, if you spin this dial round to between 10 and 9 and hold down the gas valve, eventually you'll see a pilot light in this window down the front of the heater. Once it has ignited, after 5 to 10 seconds or so, you'll slowly release the gas valve and control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top. Like I said, you'll hold that valve down 5 to 10 seconds just to allow the thermocouple to warm up, then slowly release the valve. Like I said, you can control the temperature on top, and if you want to turn the gas heating back off, you can spin it back past the 0 position here, and that will turn off the gas heating completely. On the left hand side here, you have your option to run blown air heating. So the dot in the centre indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. However, the wave symbol in the A is the blown air heating. So around the caravan you'll see several vent points, and the wave symbol is continuous blown air, and you can control the fan speed on the dial on top. The A on the right hand side is thermostated blown air. So essentially when that is turned on and the heating is turned on, the thermostat will cut the blown air heating in and out also. The next thing we go to is the fridge. Fridge is very simple to use on this caravan. You've got the power button here at the bottom. Once it loads, we'll be able to... At the moment, as you can see, it's trying to ignite on gas. Now the blue light here is your pilot light for the gas system. If that is ever flashing, it has failed to ignite, and it will also bring up a 9 symbol here and a spanner symbol. If you're on gas or mains, you can control the temperature of the fridge. on this button on the right hand side. The higher you go with these lines, the colder the fridge will be. 240 mains, again the blue light will let you know that there's power coming into the van. If that flashes when you're on mains power, then it hasn't got any 240 volt coming into the caravan. Again, you'll control the temperature on the button on the right hand side. Press again and you'll see 12 volt battery appear. What that means is the 12 volt battery from the car you are towing with, not the 12 volt battery on board the caravan. Essentially, when you're towing down the road, the fridge will work as a cool box. So as long as you've got the right connections on the car again and you connect it to the car, it will make the fridge work as a cool box and it will chill the beer and wine nicely for when you arrive on site. So that's your fridge system. Going into the kitchen area, you've got the sinks as you'd expect. Hob, oven and grill all work very much the same as your household appliances, no difference at all there. In the bathroom, you've got your pump flush on top, so where it said Thetford, you'll pull that handle up, then push down to flush the toilet system. The little cutout that you see there is actually a full indicator light for the toilet waste cassette. And below the toilet you have a grey waste handle which you'll need to pull towards the shower end of the van to allow the toilet waste to go into the cassette underneath. And if you want to close it off, which we do advise after every use of the loo, you push it back towards the wall at the rear of the caravan. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience, so you can turn the toilet seat towards us, for instance, in the video, or the opposite way, which I don't think would be very much use to you, but you can pull it towards the shower end, turn it around towards the shower end, so you can be more comfortable as it was. Now, when you do remove the toilet cassette from underneath the van, the toilet will need to be in the position it's in now. The reason for that is it has two lockout tabs on the bottom of the toilet seat area itself that locks the waste cassette in place if the toilet seat is turned. If you do pull the cassette out when that toilet is turned, or if you manage to, you will more than likely break the tabs off the bottom of the toilet itself. So that's the Sprite Alpine 4. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to call us here at the Caravan Company and we'd be more than happy to help. We thank you for the business and we look forward to seeing you here on site when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.